everyone. Welcome back to the College Common Ground podcast. I'm so excited that you're here for another week. Today, we're going to be talking about election season because today is election day in Virginia, and we have the governor election going on, governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general. So it's a big day, and we're going to be talking about it, and I'm going to let my guests introduce themselves.
I'm Anne Marie. I identify as conservative.
And I'm Carly, and I identify as a liberal.
Okay, so I guess start off by saying who you voted for. If you didn't actually get to vote, who you would have voted for on the ballot, so those three people. And what was the biggest issue that influenced your vote in this election?
I can go first. So I'm actually voting today. I'm going to vote for Abigail Spanberger just based on her values of education, because that's really important to me growing up with accommodations and stuff. So that's, I think, my biggest issue that I like.
I have not gotten the chance to vote yet, but I would vote for Earl Sears, just based also on education and the whole tax thing.
How do you first decide? So, since you both haven't voted yet, but how did you or how do you decide which candidate aligns most with your values?
I know for me, I just do my own research and I don't really let anyone else sway me either way.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like, I look at a lot of neutral sites and not just, CNN or Fox. Like, I try to look at NPR or the All Sides website because it has some good information.
Did local or national issues play a bigger role in your decision making for today?
Probably local for me.
I guess it's a little bit of each for me, but I guess I would say a little bit more national.
Okay, for Abigail Spanberger, what about Spanberger's leadership style or background stood out to you most?
I feel like her ability to kind of bring people together or just kind of talk in a way that's not too, I guess the right word, overbearing. And I guess just her policies, I guess, in the past, the way she presents herself, I guess, it really stood out to me.
Some voters see her as more moderate compared to other Democrats. Was that appealing or not important to you?
I feel like that was a little appealing, especially with the events that are occurring today with all the division. So I really felt like at least both candidates are at least a little bit respectful of each other. So I really appreciated that.
Winsome Earl Sears emphasizes faith, family, and parental rights. How do those values influence your vote?
Okay. Well, I myself am a Christian, and I'm very heavy in faith, I guess you could say. And I also really like how she wants to let parents have, a little bit more of control.
Now back to Spanberger. I think the hottest topic between, what did you watch the debate or parts of it at least? One of the things that was just continuing the whole time, obviously Jay Jones was brought up, but men and girls locker rooms. That's one of the biggest hot topics with these candidates. Where do you land on that issue?
I don't have a strong opinion, I guess, because it doesn't affect me as much, but I do kind of would like to hear a little bit more of her side about it because I feel like she hasn't touched a ton on it just because it is a very controversial issue. But I feel like for me, I I think it's just a little bit of safety, I guess, with that. But I can definitely see both sides, but I feel like there's sometimes a line.
And for you, how do you feel about that issue of men and women's locker rooms?
I do not agree with that at all.
So for both these candidates, we're going to have the first woman governor of Virginia. And then Earl Sears would be the first woman of color as a governor. What are your thoughts on that as a whole of the first woman being elected?
I think either or it kinda adds like a lot of diversity with having our first woman governor, which is great, no matter the party. And I think that having like a person of color too adds a lot of diversity that's needed today. So I think it's great either way.
I would have to agree on that one.
As college students, what do you think the importance of voting is in getting people educated on election day, and especially when we're not in line with the national election, so it's we're like in the off year. So I guess what's your opinion on getting people involved more on election day for smaller elections?
I think, especially in today's world, social media sways a lot of people, and I think that as college students, we should do our own research, and if we see something on social media, research it yourself, and don't just immediately stand for it and you don't know everything.
Oh, I 100% agree with that. I feel like social media is a big factor in what people see and hear and all of that. And I feel like I try to not take that into account. Like I do my own research, like you said, like outside of just social media.
If you found any at all, what do you guys think that you agreed upon, even though you are on opposing sides of the political spectrum?
I feel like we kind of found common ground with, you know, doing our own research, making sure that we're making decisions based on like facts, not always like opinions, and like being able to still have our own opinion, but not, still being able to like listen to other perspectives. So I think that was good.
Yeah, I agree. Like obviously we don't have the same views, but I think we, like you said, found a common ground between like research and not listening to social media.
Thank you guys so much for watching today. We'll see you next week.